start the run in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Okay. Good luck.
Thanks.
Okay, so welcome to Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. I'm not a runner of this game myself, but I'm a big fan of the Kirby franchise and a good friend of Nacho, so happy to commentate this game. So we're in a little tutorial stage here. So straight away we're going to see a little strat here called Gate Skip. So we're going to press this button and try and get under this little door here as quick as possible. This is really difficult already. So already into the tricky strats. There is a backup for this if we can't get it. It's super tight. So we have these other Kirbys which can help us. So you can see that little yellow Kirby there. Just press the button for us. So the gimmick of this game is we have 3 other Kirbys, helper Kirbys, which can help us. To try and get a mix here. There's a lot of strats coming in fast. This is a really fast speedrun. a lot going on. So what Nacho is doing here is called a mix. So you inhale 2 enemies at the same time. It starts a roulette in which ability you get. So you can see at the bottom it'll like scroll through. So this is in the same order every time. So we want to get the wheel here.
The sleep counter 1. Sleep counter 1.
Yeah. It's very difficult. It's a 4-frame window to get the ability that we want.
Nice.
And let's see if we can get. I know Nacho counts in his head, so I'll. Oh yeah, we got it. There we go. We got our wheel. That's what we need. Nice. So we're going to be using the wheel for the majority of this run. The wheel is quite a common ability used in Kirby speedruns because it's just so fast and the movement is really good. Does great damage as well. So yeah, nicely we got that pretty quickly. So yeah, nice one, Nacho. So yeah, the gimmick is that we've got these helper Kirbys. You can see in the top left corner we've got like a little mobile phone to call our Kirbys. That's because the game was originally designed for multiplayer. But if you're playing solo, the CPU can control the Kirbys to help you out. We're mostly not going to be seeing them in this run. There's a few occasions where we need them for a bit of help, but mostly we'll just be Kirby on his own, and we'll be fine. So the wheel is pretty nice, has really great horizontal movement, and yeah, we're going to be seeing it a lot. It's really good in the bosses as well. It's pretty much invincible when you're in the wheel form, going straight forward. The only time you've got to be careful is when you're turning as a wheel, because then you're vulnerable. So you've got to make sure you're not getting hit during the turning animation. So it's took the warp star and going through. So our first boss is going to be King Golem. So that's where we're heading towards first. So this game is quite interesting. It's unlike a lot of Kirby games, which are more linear. This is quite open-ended. So we can actually go in kind of any order that we want. So this is Mr. Frosty, little mini-boss. So we're going to use wheel here to quickly destroy him. You can see the wheel is really powerful. We just speed through. Nice. So yeah, so we can take the bosses in any order we want, really. It's quite an open-ended game, which is pretty nice and pretty unique for a Kirby game. More like Metroidvania-like. But we do
No, I'm not allowed to say Metroidvania on this game.
I'm not allowed to say that.
No, this is not a Metroidvania. Absolutely not a Metroid.
Okay.
No, it's just a interconnected map.
Interconnected map. There we go. Nacho is the expert on this. So
yeah, no, I mean, I just don't like the Metroidvania, so I don't want to associate this game to a Metroidvania.
Okay, sorry, you're not running a Metroidvania. It's okay, Nacho.
Okay, I pressed that switch. Is the first obligatory switch of the run. It makes us open a shortcut and open basically the mirror to the other bosses. And this was the first boss using a stone to destroy this wispy world's lost long brother.
Yeah. So we've got our first mirror shard. So we need to collect all these mirror shards. I believe there's 8 in total by defeating the bosses. And that's kind of what the any percent run is. So it's defeating, I believe, all 8 bosses as quickly as possible, then defeating the final boss. So that's kind of the aim of this category. Nice, we're speeding through here. So we did a little soft reset after the boss, which saves a few seconds, because it resets anyway after you finish the boss. So we always do that. So I believe the next kind of main boss is Meta Knight we'll be seeing. So we're making our way there. This segment has some more luck-based and trickier rooms. There's a lot of RNG in this run, as you'll see, especially in the bosses. So nice. We're making quick work of that room. So we need to also unlock, as Nacho showed earlier, these switches, which unlock routes on the map, which will help us later on when we need to navigate to different parts of the world. Nice. So there's going to be a bit coming up where we need to hold on to our ability because we don't want to lose the wheel. Unfortunately, this cutscene takes up a little bit of time, takes a few seconds. And when you hold an ability in Kirby's mouth, if you get hit, you don't lose the ability. It's pretty nice, and we're going to be using that a few times just to make sure we don't lose the wheel. So we want to keep it as long as possible.
Drift.
Yeah,
Drift.
nice.
I really, that's my favorite part of the run.
It looks pretty cool. The movement looks awesome in this game. I just love watching it. It's just so fun, especially with the wheel. It's super fun to play as well. When I was a kid playing this, like having the wheel was so fun. And those little enemies look like Sonic the Hedgehog, so I had to say it. They're just so cute.
Yeah, we have Sonic on this Kirby game.
Yeah. So here we go. We're holding the ability in our mouth, as I was mentioning earlier. So this means when you get hit, you don't lose the ability. Otherwise, if you were just in the wheel form, the ability would just fly away and you would lose it. So we do that a few times, which is pretty handy. Nice. Throwing all these blocks, making our way through. Our little cherries, that they give us health, those little food items. Yes. And we've got some swimming mechanics. There'll be more swimming coming up later. Nice. Just, you can get through the platforms if you press down. So yeah, they're not solid going down. Nice. Gotta be careful of these little scarfies. Those always scared me as a kid. Those like cat-like things. They look so cute and then they're not cute.
Yeah, when you try to swallow them, they are just turning into a nightmare creatures.
Yeah, it turns like a cyclops with like big teeth. It's kind of scary. So that's to get through the mirror there. There's an enemy that looks like a mirror, which can be quite tricky because if you spook it, it actually hides the door, which is a mirror. So you need to be quite careful when we encounter those. Nice. Moving through nicely. So there's some mini bosses. So we're gonna encounter a mini boss first before we get to the main boss.
Yeah. So.
Nice.
Anyone knows who is this guy and from which game is it? I think it's from a Kirby game, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're Smash Bros now. We're in Smash Bros, guys. It's the Master Hand. Yeah, I made super quick work of that with a wheel. Nice. These golems are quite interesting because if you eat them, you get different abilities, I believe, depending on the color of the golem and what animation it's doing. You can get like
you can get onto you can get a stone, fighter, and wheel. Actually, that yellow stone is my backup if I lost wheel and before.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. To avoid the little spike balls called Gordos, and they're quite annoying because they do a lot of damage, and you can't eat them. So. It's an interesting level. It's got some like I think wind music, which is interesting. I love the music in this game though. It's awesome. Nice. Through, and we're gonna
fight again this character, and I don't know who is this.
Mysterious
I don't know this mysterious character. So yeah, using a sword this time because not for actual plot stuff. Is because sword is the best ability for this this boss.
Not because you're doing good sword wielding etiquette. You know, you gotta be a good swordsman. Yeah. He's using a sword, so you got to use a sword too. No, it's actually as Nacho was saying, you can get a nice air attack, deal some extra damage with a sword there. So, nicely done.
Okay.
And that's another shard we've got. So, grabbing the wheel. We're going to go towards Molly, I believe, next.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it was Molly, sorry, I forgot my split. I just grabbed the wheel because I thought it was the next boss.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so we're grabbing the stone for Molly. So he's the next main boss. So this is one of the shorter segments of the game. Pretty nice to get through. So the stone is really handy in this segment for a few reasons. This little like wood stump here, we can use the block, the stone to open that way. You can use the hammer for that as well. The stone is going to be handy for the bosses as well. So nice.
Okay,
Here's Bonkers, the first little mini boss.
yeah, we had Donkey Kong earlier, so
Yeah,
that was pretty fun.
So yeah, that was super quick. So we just basically slid into Bonkers' hitbox there with the stone and just dealt a ton of damage, and then finished him off with a little attack. So we've now got the throw ability because we're going to use the throw stat for Molly, throw strap. So he's either going to come from the bottom or the top. We're going to grab a piece of trash or whatever this thing that he throws and hold it in his hitbox. There we go. Nice.
Not the best RNG, but also it was good. In other cases.
Yeah, wasn't too bad. Yeah, nice. Yeah, the bosses are super quick in this game. Yeah, Kirby just he's so strong with the abilities and just cheese them pretty nicely. So yeah, that was a really short segment, the shortest in the game. So I think we'll be going towards the next boss, which is Mega Titan, I believe.
Yeah. I'm just messing. I'm actually forgotten my route. It's like it's here, no here, because this map is so huge.
Yeah, it is really like remembering all the routes and everything looks so tricky. Like I'm not a runner of this game, but I would love to run it. Like someday, maybe I'll run a Kirby game, but it just looks so difficult to remember all these different ways you can go. Oh, nice. The wheel is invincible there for the spikes. That's pretty nice. We can just go straight for the spikes. Some nice little segment here where the wheel feels it's really nice to use in these little hilly areas. Fly straight over. Nice. Getting through the Gordo because they're invincible. Pretty nice. And there's gonna be a mini boss. Let's squeeze through these Gordos. Nice. No, that was scares me.
And we activate this switch and the other switch because it's like two switches to connect to the main warp. And this is just for later.
Yeah.
Every switch that I press is for later.
Yeah, is that for Peppermint Palace later, I think? Or Candy Constellation? Well, we'll see later. To open up a route. Nice. So, I believe we're going to do... oh, there's a mirror there. So that's that little enemy I was talking about, which you have to be careful with. So we're going to hold the ability here, as we did before. So we hold the wheel in our mouth so we don't lose it, because if you hit the cannon at the wrong angle or release at the wrong angle, you'll hit into the spikes and you'll lose the wheel.
That was pretty nice, no damage on the other one.
Yeah, go for that pretty nicely. Nice turning here. Is that to get the jumps, the turn there? Oh, nice, got it straight in the top left there. So yeah, we want to go
okay,
to the top left there.
first time of my since I'm running this game that actually got that. Not a strat.
Let's go. If there's anything for the host to say, this is a great time because we've got like a little auto scroller here with the cannons. Or we can continue. Oh, we're at Mega Titan now. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we're gonna hit Mega Titan into the electric barriers at the side to get some damage in, and then that's kind of destroyed his armor. And then we've got the, I don't know, mini Titan, which you're gonna destroy. He's quite cute actually.
No, this time we don't do a soft reset because we have wheel. We don't need to take wheel again, so let's just the things get rolling and Kirby dance.
Kirby dance, yay! I love that. I love Kirby. He's so cute. Nice. We've got wheel still. Cool.
Now I actually think this is a pretty good moment for some announcement or donations if the host has something. Until we got to the next area. Or not.
No worries.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to the water level. Stay hydrated, chat.
Yeah, stay hydrated. Yeah, so we're gonna see some Kirby water movement in this next segment. So yeah, Kirby underwater. It's a little bit different. He loses most of the abilities underwater temporarily, except I believe sword and UFO and maybe one other. So we get this little like spitting water attack instead, which we can use to attack the fish. In this game in general, I believe we kind of want to avoid most enemies because there's like a little lag when you hit an enemy. It slows you down very slightly. So we do kind of want to jump over enemies where possible. It saves a little bit of time. And in general, kind of like on land movement. I believe Kirby's actually faster in the air, so there's some bunny hopping going on. Sort of keep up speed. Back in the water. So water movement is pretty basic. We just got to keep going in the direction we need to go. Try avoid turning around and stopping as much as possible.
Yeah, since we don't have will or any other power, Kirby on the water is really vulnerable. It's actually really easy to get hit by an enemy underwater.
Okay, this is Boxy, I think. I think it's called Boxy. Yeah, it's a little bit RNG. It's RNG in pretty much all the bosses on what sort of action they do or attack they do. But yeah, we just used the wheel there to get a lot of damage in really quickly as usual. You just have to be careful with the wheel like when it's in the turning animation, as I mentioned, just not to get hit during that time. You gonna do a mix here, Nacho?
Yeah, I tried, but didn't work. I just tried once, only once
no
because the rules. I actually also don't know the timing for that mix.
No worries, no worries. It's a difficult one, so we're gonna pick up the sword instead because there's another strat we can do with the sword. To skip a part of the segment, so we're going to skip a little room. We're going to call the boys.
The boys.
With the parasols. Look at them all. Their umbrellas.
Come on, boys.
Okay, so we're going to use them. We're going to use them to gain a bit of height here. What we're trying to do is break those blocks to get through. Using the little helpers to try and boost us up a little bit. Nice, there we go. Got it. So that skipped quite a large room. That's pretty sweet. Thank you, helpers. You can go away now. For now. Let's go. Back into the water.
Now there's more than this is the water level. It's a lot of water movement here. Just beating that mirror because I can.
Yeah, those mirrors. Annoying. Yeah, just got to be careful in this room. There's just so many hazards, and the water movement isn't quite as fluid as having the wheel. Just got to be super careful. Those spikes there. Oh, that's a tight. Ooh. That is. Ah! Oh my god. Oh my god. You made it. That was amazing. So we've got the fire ability now.
Wink.
Yeah. Exactly. I said it. I said the name of the game.
Roll credits.
Roll credits. Yeah, making our way to the boss, which is going to be Gobbler. So we're going to use the stone for this boss. We can hopefully try and get I believe, an early hit in with the stones, like kind of dropping on top of him. It's going to be like a big shark. Of course, RNG in the boss, as always. Always a little bit of RNG depending on what they want to do. Gotta get through this little room with the fish. Nice and carefully. Nice. There we go. And those fish are stuck, so that's pretty sweet. They're not going to bother us. Let's go. And we've got our stone. This is what we need. So stone is pretty nice. It does a lot of damage and you can just drop down really quickly. And here's Gobbler. So nice, it's got some early hits in there.
Yeah.
So it's RNG depending on what Gobbler does. He can like spawn some fish or he can move from left to right. We're just gonna
Okay.
try and drop on him with the stone. So there's a little fish.
I'm doing really bad right now.
Lost the stone ability, grabbed it back. Nice. Those little fish are a nuisance.
Okay.
Nice, there we go. Lost here. And we've got our mirror shard. Doing great, Nacho. Making nice progress. And a little soft reset as well. Maybe a few seconds. So I believe you mentioned that the Japanese version is actually faster because the soft reset is faster in the Japanese version. So that's why Nacho plays the Japanese language. So next we're going to be going for, I believe, Master and Crazy. That's our next big boss we're going to be fighting.
Yep.
As I said, like these bosses, you can do them in any order, but for the speedrun, there is kind of, I think there's different ways you can do it, but there's kind of optimal ways depending on the strats you use, I believe. So yeah, this is just the order Nacho prefers to go in.
I actually used to not have a place like
So this is actually the longest and probably the most difficult segment in the run, I believe. It's like the longest split. It's kind of in two parts. And the Candy Constellation, which is going to come up later, is pretty difficult. So this area is kind of considered probably one of the end game bosses, I would say. Like even though the bosses you can do in any order, they kind of expected the player to do it in a certain order. So there is a difficulty progression.
Yeah, almost lost well there.
There you go, you got it back, you got it back. Yeah, it's really hard to keep hold of the ability. I can never keep hold of it for very long. Luckily, like when you lose the ability, Kirby sort of spits out a star and you can re-inhale it to get the ability back. You can recover it. This is Mr. Frosty. I'm just gonna use the wheel. Get the hits in. Some RNG in this boss as well, depending on what Mr. Frosty does. They're pretty nice. And we're gonna head to Candy Constellation on the Warp Star. So this is probably the hardest zone, I would say, coming up.
Yeah. Actually, this should be the last section, as we can say before. But right now, I think this was my first castle breakthrough. This was my first boss. I don't know how I ended here in the first time I played this game, but it's like, hey, I am the space. Yeah, taking that switch for safety.
Nice. Okay, so it's very important we keep the wheel in this section. I'm just gonna need to get through this really quickly and do a lot of damage. Oh, nice! Jump over the Gordo there. But be careful here because the pit at the bottom, so we don't want to fall down. Oh, saved it there. Can be really tricky with the ability because you just kind of drop, especially with the wheel. So you've got to quickly react to fly. Maze here. I believe Nacho likes to call this. What is it? A maze. Amazing maze.
And the amazing mirror.
Yeah, that's it. Nice. Yeah. So yeah, nice movement through here with the wheel. The wheel is obviously a lot better for horizontal movement. It can get a little hop with the wheel. If you want to get higher jumps with the wheel, I believe there's a kind of a strat you can do. Ooh, nice, saving it there. I believe this is a room where it has a little bit of lag because of all the sprites on screen, all the blocks and the Gordos. Nice, that's a pretty tight area to get through. It's very nicely done.
Okay, next mini boss. Actually, someone knows this. Who is this?
Oh, who's that? That's interesting. Hand. It's got his little smash ability.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I hope this is the last time that we see Master Hand.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd hate to see Master Hand again. That'd be awful. You know.
Yeah.
I think we've defeated him now. I think we're good. I think we're safe. Scarfies. Get through. Nice. So I believe we're gonna pick up the UFO soon. UFO ability, which is pretty nice. Cute little ability where Kirby turns into a little UFO. Pretty nice for movement. Oh, another little Sonic the Hedgehog enemies. There's the UFO guy.
Ouch.
I'm gonna get him. Oh, yeah, we got one.
Yeah, actually, UFO is an strat that you will use, but I'm using it because the intended strat for this using missile is the use of that ability is really hard. The movement is precise and tight in this room is but it's faster. But also UFO is,
Yeah.
and also I use UFO because the it's really useful against the boss of this zone.
Hello, Kirby there.
Uh,
Yeah, UFO is pretty nice vertical movement as well.
Summoning the boys, and the other one also has UFO.
Yeah, let's go, boys. I love the other Kirby's, they're so cute.
Ouch.
Yeah, UFO is pretty nice here. UFO has a little like beam ability. Oh no, we got grabbed. Bit like Kirby's kind of beam ability, or the base one. There we go. We killed the hands.
Yeah,
Oh, 2 shards left.
I will just let the dance animation for the 4 Kirby's. This is the only time that we only have the 4 Kirby's in the same screen as animation.
Oh my god, that's so cute. That's adorable. I love it. Cool. Okay. 2 more bosses to go. So I believe next one is Wiz. Is that right?
Yeah, Wiz.
Yeah. So
The
Peppermint Palace towards Wiz. Pretty fast and short segment. Also intended to be kind of one of the later bosses in the game. It's a little more difficult. We're using Will for the movement here through the levels, but we don't actually need Will for the boss. We're going to see a different ability for the boss. Something we haven't seen for in this run. So that'll be quite fun. RNG in this boss as usual. The boss has a really cute design actually, which you see is kind of like a little magician. And he does different moves depending on RNG. And we've got to react to that and get the hits in. So for the boss, we're going to actually use Parasol, which is a nice ability where Kirby have a little umbrella. It's super cute. And the only time we'll see it in this run.
I mean, we already saw it earlier with the boys. All the 3 Kirby's having Parasol, and that was fun.
Umbrella Gang, let's go. I love that. So a question for you, Nacho. When you call the boys, which abilities do they have? Is it random?
They actually going for all the entire map in some random order. It's like someone could be on the last boss zone or not.
Wow.
It's like, yeah, they are doing anything in anywhere.
This is Wiz. So we're using the Parasol here to get the hits in. So yeah, the umbrella deals damage to Wiz. And yeah, I'm just going to react depending on what he does. Let's go re-grab the ability. Nice. That was done quick. And we're on 7 now, so we've got 1 more boss.
One of the 2 bosses that are on every Kirby game, almost every Kirby game.
A staple ever since Kirby's debut game. We've got Krakow. Interesting fact about this game actually is I think it's one of the very few Kirby games that doesn't have King Dedede in it. Which is quite interesting because he's definitely got a staple villain in the Kirby franchise. Yeah, it's quite interesting that they didn't include him in this game. So grab the fire ability there so we can get through those metal blocks because you can melt them with the fire ability. And just avoiding, there was a little mirror there. You've got to avoid screen shaking. So you can see with the fire ability when you hit the wall, screen shakes a little bit. That spooks the mirror and it will take away the door, so we've got to be careful not to do that. But yeah, we got through it nicely. So fire isn't the best for vertical movement. It's definitely more of a horizontal movement ability, but that's okay. We've got Kirby's flight, so we can get up this section pretty nicely. Just avoiding, well, nice, just avoided that there. And I believe this is Mustard Mountain. It's kind of lava level, straight after the snow level. Then navigate through here. I think having the fire ability is probably yeah, we're done with that now. So we moved on to the wheel, trusty wheel.
Kirby and Amazing Will. How the
So
community call this game? Well, all the flashing
Yeah.
trilogy.
Yeah, a lot of Kirby speedruns use the wheel primarily. Don't know.
Okay, that.
It's just such a good movement. Oh, Shadow Kirby is going to be here. So Shadow Kirby is going to drop an item. What did he drop there? Let's see that.
A tomato. But don't worry,
Tomato. So
don't worry, we're fine
we've
because
got to back up.
as you know, rock type is effective against fire and fly type.
Exactly. Exactly. So ideally, we did want the Shadow Kirby to drop an invincibility candy, which means we could just kill the bat really quickly. But that's fine. We've got a stone as a good backup. So here we're going to try and get 2 hits, I believe double hit on Krako. By just nice already. That's so quick. Yeah, you just sort of use the stone ability right in front of him. You get a couple hits in, take him down super quickly, and we've completed the mirror shard. So now we can enter the mirror world, where everything is reflected in evil. I think.
The boys again. Because
Boys are back.
See ya, boys.
Let's go.
So yeah, I actually did a soft
Cool.
reset there, so I can just skip this cutscene and fight against Dark Meta Knight.
What have we got here? We've got Dark Meta Knight. So using the stone to just get multiple hits in as quick as possible. Dark Meta Knight. No particular fancy strat here, just getting the hits in while we can.
Kirby's flying.
Kirby's floating. That actually saves 2 frames or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how or why.
Okay, so this is Dark Mine. We're going to drop our ability, take the sword, and grabbing a superstar. So we need to wait until Dark Mine opens in the eye, like right now. And yeah, we're going to the next round. The next round actually the next round after Dark Mine is full of puzzles. So we're going to grab power here. So this is Dark Mine. We're going to drop our power, take the sword, drop the sword, and grab a superstar. And we're going to wait until Dark Mine opens the eye, like right now. And we are going to one-shot Dark Mine, just like. I'm going to the next round. Normally the next round is like a kind of puzzle or trying to refill or life bar or getting some 1-ups. We're going to grab a power here. So this is Dark Mine. We're going to drop our power, drop the sword. Okay, I dropped the sword back. Okay, I'm doing really bad right now. So yeah, this is Dark Mine. We're supposed to use the power here instead of the sword, but I will just use a backup by grabbing the same power that it dropped me. I will just able to use the superstar and one-shot them. And again, this is for the next round. Is a kinda room for refill ourselves or our life bar or getting 1-up. We take this sword to resolve the puzzle, and also we don't need to take a power right now. So yeah, this is Dark Mine. We're going to drop our power and grabbing the sword, dropping the sword, and make a superstar here. Wait until Dark Mine opens the eye. Opens the eye and we able to defeat it. So yeah, this is really bad RNG right now. Then jokes on you, is not defeated, it's not one-shotted. We need to actually wait to a green star. Like this. So close.
The green star gives a mix, right?
Yeah, green star gives us a mix. And I got throw 2 times. Okay. Darkman is just flexing the mirrors.
Scary mirrors.
Yeah, the mix using the green star. We need to take UFO. Ouch. Nice.
Let's go. Hey, so now we can shoot things.
Okay, nice.
UFO makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, I have just 1 HP, so I'm going to summon
Oh
the
my
boys early to
Get the
have
boys
some
in.
help.
Let's go, boys.
Okay, so this is Dark Mind. We're going to use UFO because it's the actual best ability against this phase.
Damn.
We need to.
UFO's nice because we can get some height. Go on, boys.
Yeah, the boys are also here. They will be
Doing their
useful,
best.
kinda, if they're still alive.
They're just flying around. They're helping.
They're doing their best. Yeah, one more hit. Nice. And I'm going to summon the other boy.
Come on, come back, boys. Oh, one of them's got beam ability. Nice. Well done.
And for the final boss, we have Dark Mind.
Yeah. Welcome to Dark Mind.
For the final boss, we have Dark Mind, but instead of doing action, we're going to do this like game breaker mechanic, and this kinda shooting up.
Shoot him up.
So yeah, time is coming up until the last hit. And yeah, we have the other Kirby's here because it's actually useful, because if I die and one of them is still alive, I can just reset and the other door to die. Don't worry, don't worry.
Boys.
Time, nice.
GG.
GG, straight to the credits.
That was awesome. Great run.
Thanks.
Well underestimate.
Yeah, I was kinda afraid because the UFO mix and the will mix.
Yeah, a lot of RNG or things can go wrong with the mixes. Yeah, but you did awesome. Like, really good run.
Yeah. So yeah, this is kinda a mini game. We can shoot Dark Mind to see how many hits we can get.
More Dark Mind, if you didn't have enough already.
Yep.
Cool. I mean, do you have any shout-outs, Nacho, or anything you want to say?
Yeah, I have some shadows, but before that I want to see if I can get something cool.
High score.
Nice!
Let's go.
Nice. Nice one, chat. So yeah, this was Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. I would like to keep the mean of, yeah, we defeated Dark Mind. I don't know who Dark Mind is, but we defeated it because I actually don't know the story of this game. I have run it like the half of the last year. And yeah, it's a pretty cool game, really short, but also it's kind of interesting. The memorization you need to have to learn this game. So yeah, it's pretty fun if you want to run it. Shout outs first of all to the Kirby speedrunning community. They were really, how can they say? They were really helpful for me trying to learn this game. They were giving me some tips, and yeah, shout outs to CBK for being my commentator and accepting being Cowboy Kirby for this run.
Thank you, Nacho. It was an honor to be a Cowboy Kirby for a little while. I enjoyed it a lot.
Shout outs also, and shout out to the organization, Saxon, Joey for the restream, for to the staff. Hope you still enjoy this marathon. Nothing more to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Big Chongus!